Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It is January 22nd, and I haven't done a garden update here lately, so we're going to do one. I've just got finished doing my Victory Garden update, and seeing I'm out here, I figured we'd just do a full garden tour of the main garden anyway. And we got some rows. We got to get our drip lines back in place, but some rows that we rejuvenated the compost in them, got them ready for planting, and we should be planting these pretty soon. We've got a few brassicas that need to come out, but we've got 30s tonight, and so I said, well, I'll put it off. I can kind of protect the rest and keep it going good, but there's no sense in risking something if I don't need to. Our new stand of early peas or sweet peas or whatever you want to call them. We call them early peas. They're coming up good. As you know, that last crop, it just got to bloom and getting ready to produce, and of course that hard freeze came. But that's just life. We have some leek here. It's doing good. Our row of red beets here. Now, I had two kinds. These up here, these were what I normally plant, which were the Detroit Darks. And these ones here are the Early Wonders. Now, these are supposed to be a faster growing beet, which you can kind of see these are pretty much close to the same. Those look like they're doing a lot better. And these were actually planted a month earlier. So these are a month ahead of those others. So it looks like maybe the Early Wonder, if the flavor is good and it looks like it'll be a pretty beet, that's probably what we're going to start planting in here. Our leek's kind of coming back. It got a little bit of damage from that freeze. Now our onions, we've got some spots in these rows. We're working on weeding them, and we're going to come back in here and fill in these spots. I've got a few young ones. This is the largest leeks that's out here, and they're coming along good. Today we planted us some collards down here, and then we planted a few cabbage at the end. We came and planted a big row of muscadine mix, and then put some golden beets down at the end down there. Now these onions are the same way. In fact, these were larger and seemed like it got hit harder. Not a whole lot of them come back. So you got this row cleaned up, and so what I'll do is come back in and do that up. But yeah, we've got this muscadine mix planted in good. Down here we've got some late flat Dutch cabbage, which is a pretty large one. We've got our golden beets here, and then on the end of these rows we put some giant red radishes. So we'll have a few radishes come in there. We've got a few beds here that's kind of empty. As you can see, we've got a few of our curly leaf parsley that's hung in there from the cold. It's not really jumping and going. With this weather, our asparagus is starting to pop up. So I guess we're going to have to start cutting some of that and eating it. We'll go into our little greenhouse here. We've been harvesting a lot of this is Blues. I believe this was Blues cabbage. Yeah, that was in here. It's a Chinese cabbage, and there's a few over there. Now this is another one, and it's kind of a Chinese cabbage too, but it grows different. It's got a different deal. But we cooked some of this up yesterday. I could eat it raw, but the flavor tastes like that it needed to be cooked. We cooked some up, and is really spectacular for its flavor because it's kind of maybe turnip, maybe mustard. It's got a little buttery flavor to it, and maybe a little spinach flavor. So we might just talk about that one in one of the videos. But we've got some other transplants that's ready to go out. We've got some early Dutch there. We've got some onions. These are still a little small, but these other ones are getting to the size like this that's ready to go out. And I've got some more that these ones here are ready to go out. So we'll get those planted. And these early Jersey cabbages are big enough to get their way out there too. But we've got some more lettuces, and we've got some more broccoli coming on to replace all that we lost in the freeze. A few lacinato or dinosaur kale. And I'm trying some new lettuces. This here's a flame. I'm trying to get a lot of red lettuces. And we've got some more celery that we started. And celery is kind of slow. But we've got a few other lettuces here. Like I said, I'm trying to work on some more red ones. We've been filling in here we have some Hilton cabbage, which is really similar to the blue. It does grow really quick. It's heirloom, so you can save seeds off it, and I probably will off a few. But we've come back in and we planted where we lost a lot of our celery, and where we've already pulled some of our cabbages out here. We just replanted, and they should do fine. Over here, and I'm going to take these in this evening, but these are some early tomatoes and peppers. I'm going to try to grow some in containers, or maybe I might put them in the greenhouse and do some kind of supplemental heat to get them started. But I've got some celebrities and some cherry tomatoes. They're really looking healthy as far as the way they're going, and we've got some peppers too, so we can maybe get some jalapenos and some bell peppers early. Things are looking good in our greenhouse. Here we've got, down this row, we've got a bunch of different types of head lettuce that I'm going to try to bring. Well, this is radicchio up here. And then we have some large leaf Italian parsley. And then these are all head lettuces down here, different types. And we're going to see how they do. This is, in this one here, this is our oldest batch of musclin mix. We just picked this Friday, so it's kind of a little skimpy. We've got some arugula right here, and then we've got some endives. And we just recently, in fact, maybe yesterday, we added some bok choy on the end of this row. Now we've got our citrus trees and fig trees and pomegranates and stuff covered up. We do have some more bok choy that's coming on here. It's young, but it grows fast. We've got a little bit of spinach. We figure we'd throw this in with our salad mix. And then we have some different types of lettuces that we're going to pick as leaf lettuces. So that's what we got there now. And this was another musclin mix, but this one is I'd have thought of the name before, but anyway, this is from a different it's a different type of musclin mix than this one that we've got over here. But I was going to grow some. I had some of the seeds for it. Botanical Interest, I believe, is the seed company it comes from. Now we do have cilantro doing good in here. We have some carrots here. These are, I think, Atomic Red, I believe is what I've got. And they've kind of got a hold. They could probably use a little bit of thinning. They've been doing good. We've got a few bok choy in here that are ready. And we've got a few other leaf lettuces right in here, and we just recently planted some more bok choy right in here. Now this is Bilko. Uh, uh, it's a Napa or a Chinese cabbage, and we had to take a whole row off this side. I don't know. It stays kind of dry even when I water. I think it doesn't get enough water on this side, and so we give all that to the chickens. We've got a few other plants that stress. What we've been doing is cutting them out that the bugs start eating on, so that we can get rid of them, and the chickens love the bugs anyway. And got a few more bok choy thrown in right here. But all our fig trees, I think we're up to 80 something propagated, I think. And then of course we've got our lemon and our orange tree covered up. And what we're using, we've got our extension cord run. We're just using the mini lights to give supplemental heat. It seems to raise the temperature in there at least 10 degrees. We just got 3 strands all the way down. If we think we have to, we've got enough to do 2 more strands down there to add some more heat if it's going to get colder. Then, you know, if it starts getting down into the 20s. But the trees seem to be doing fine and everything, so that's great. On this side of the garden, most of our herbs had a rough time. Now we still haven't rejuvenized these containers here, and we're going to move them. We've decided we're going to take them out from here, and we're going to move them up there beside this shipping container. That way they get good morning sun, and they'll get a little shade in the evening. Over here they're getting pretty much a lot of shade, and we'll probably redo this so that we've got maybe another bed down this side. These onions here, they're needing weeding, as you can tell, but a lot of them didn't survive, or they're stunted. So we're going to come back, and we've got some extras. We'll get this cleaned up and replant it. Our garlic is doing pretty good. It would do better if it was getting regular watering. It's about time to come back and fertilize this again. Maybe we'll give it some fish emulsion, you know, once we get the weeds out of it. We still have our turmeric. You can see it's dead, but we need to get in here and harvest this out and get it split up and see if we can't bring these back up to level. But probably what we'll do is move them first. That way it won't be as full. Now these carrots back here, they're kind of sparse. I thought about bringing some more in and filling in, but I don't really think I'm going to. I'll just let these go and keep them going. It's just a little more to weed when the carrots aren't shading it out, but we'll wait until we harvest these. Now these rows back here, these 3 rows, and this row over here, we've got some strawberry plants that's supposed to be delivered. They'll ship out next week, and we'll get them put in for our early crop. We've been coming down and redoing a few of these rows. We've got so much water that runs underneath. We had actually put some stuff here, and we got a hard rain. We had filled in up underneath this mat, but there's still water that, as you can see, that come down through here and washed out part of that. But it's put a lot of compost right down there by the fence. So that's something we're going to have to deal with in a different way, because we've got holes all up underneath our stuff again. That the way we filled that in didn't stay good, and we've got to do a lot of weeding down here. This bed was composted with some compost, of some of the homemade compost, and it had a lot of weed seed in it, and it's definitely showing up. But we've got a lot of beds that we didn't pull our radishes out, and I don't know if we've got any that's good, but it's not hurting them to go ahead and just leave them there till we need that. These mustard, the bugs are getting them. Once the freeze hit them and killed out these, and then they were stressed and the bugs come in. The turnips themselves, there's very few that's down this row. But we've still got to clean all these up and get this going. We've got some scraggler plants on these other rows where we've got a little lacinato kale in here, and we might come back in with our new plants and just take and put them in this row. We did have some of our Chinese cabbage down here did come back after the freeze. Yeah, I don't know how good a plant it's going to be. As you can see, when you start seeing something like that, it's definitely there's a problem. And then we have our red onions. They're doing pretty good. Over here we have I'm not sure if it was broccoli or cabbage. It looks, let's see. Oh, it was collards. They're not looking too good. Now this batch of cilantro, it's kind of hanging in there. And our garlic nodule bed, which I was doing a test on this, it isn't looking too good yet. And of course, we got some more leek, and then these onions are scattered, so we had to do something. But we had actually built these two other beds right in here, and we're going to put some more beds in here and put our compost bins, or a couple of compost bins back over here. But anyway, that's where we're sitting. Things are looking better than they did, and it's coming along. Spring's getting closer. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you want to see more, well, of course, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and make sure you're getting all those notifications. Give it a big thumbs up and share this video. Enjoy that gardening experience.